Hello everyone, it's Bernard here from the Almost Painted channel, and today we'll talk some cheese. And by cheese I obviously mean the most powerful or OP things in Warhammer 40k 10th edition. Today we'll talk about Space Marines and Blood Angels to be exact. So when someone asks you about the most powerful hero from Blood Angels, you know, the hero clad in golden armor with gold mask, using melta weapon, you obviously think about, well, if you said Captain Tycho, you're goddamn right, because Tycho is absolutely bonkers in this edition. Now, to clear things up, I think that's because he's dead in the lore, and basically this is the last time he got any update to the rules, and he will be soon relegated to Legends. So yeah, let's enjoy it while it lasts, because for now you can legally field it in any army, well, any Blood Angel army, and he's definitely worth it. So, in this video we will talk about his stat line, about his abilities, weapons, and then we will do some synergies, and finally maybe simple list to include him, because he's definitely fun, but also incredibly powerful. Like, he can literally deal 24 mortal wounds in shooting per phase, and it's not even that hard to achieve. So, let's talk about the stat lines first. So, first of all, he's very cheap. Like, he's 75 points, which means he's cheaper than the regular Firstborn captain, who cost 100 points. Now, his stat line is also decent. Like, for a Firstborn captain, he obviously has a 6-inch move, toughness 4. His save is 2 up though, so he has an artificer armor. He has 5 wounds, which is not maybe super a lot, but considering he's a leader, I think it's a sweet spot. 6 up leadership, 1 objective control. Pretty standard stuff. He also has 4 up invulnerable save. Everything so far is decent. Now, when it comes to weapons, his melee weapon is his signature Dead Man's Hand. It's a very nice weapon in my opinion. It's 6 attacks, obviously hitting on 2 ups. Strength is only 4, AP minus 1, but damage is 2. So it's like a little weaker relic sword, but I think it works perfectly for him. If you use Oath of Moment on his target, he can clear things in melee, especially since one of his abilities is embittered, so the first time an attack is allocated to him, it does not even need to wound him or anything. When it's allocated, his attacks for the remainder of the game goes up to 12, so 12 damage to attacks with AP minus 1 is nothing to sniff about. But it's actually his ranged weapons that are the most powerful, borderline broken thing in this game. His signature combi melta is the Blood Song. Here's why it's awesome. First of all, it's a combi weapon, so obviously in 10th edition that means it's basically broken. Like, the rules for combi weapons are stupid in general, in my opinion, and here it falls in the same category. It's 24 inches, 2 attacks, so already better than the regular combi weapons, which are 1 attack and rapid fire. Hitting on 2 ups because, well, it's Captain Tycho. Strength 4, so the same as combi weapon. AP minus 1, again the same as combi weapon. Damage is 2, however, so it's already double, and obviously it has anti-infantry 4-up and devastating wounds, which means every time he wounds on a 4-up infantry, he scores mortal wounds, in this case 2 instead of 1, so it's already pretty nice. He can easily deal 4 mortal wounds in 24 inches. However, where things go, where things get really cheesy, because otherwise I wouldn't really make a video about him, is the fact that he has also a Melta 2 keyword for the weapon, which means that when he's in 12 inches and regular combi weapons just get to 2 attacks, he already has 2 attacks, but he goes from damage 2 to damage 4. So in 12 inches he can easily score 4 mortal wounds per shooting against infantry. Like, really, really easily. This is fun already. Like, for 75 point character that's also a leader, this is nice. And speaking of leader, his other ability is Gifted Commander, because this is Captain Tycho before he became Tycho the Lost. And, you know, at that point of time in lore, he was contender to be a Dante's replacement, so he obviously is a brilliant leader. And Gifted Commander ability means that every time his unit shoots, which is both shooting phase and Overwatch say, you can choose one of the three keywords to apply to all ranged weapons. And the keywords are Assault, Heavy or Rapid Fire 1. Obviously, Assault keyword is amazing because when he's leading a unit that has, for example, las cannons or any good weapon, like you can advance him, still shoot. Quite handy when you want to quickly redeploy or something. But honestly, it's the Rapid Fire 1 keyword that's amazing, and it obviously works on Tycho himself. So to reiterate, when he's in 12 inches, he has damage 4 weapon that scores mortal wounds against infantry on 4 up, and now with Rapid Fire 1 he gets extra shots up to 3. So even on his own, alone single model, he can easily deal 12 mortal wounds per shooting. Like, for 75 points. No question asked. Amazing, isn't it? But I think we can push it even further. I think we can easily make him score 24 mortal wounds against target of your choosing. So we need to do a little combos and synergies. So he's a leader but also Firstborn, which kind of limits the amount of units he can join. I recommend sticking him to the Command Squad, because Command Squad is also a very sweet unit that's kind of overlooked by GW, and there's like a pattern here that if there's a Firstborn unit that GW kinda don't want to, focus too much on, they tend to give them kinda decent rules and like, whatever, we will put them in Legends once the Codex drops. But for now, Command Squad is amazing. Command Squad consists of a Apothecary, Standard Bearer, Company Champion and 2 regular veterans. And you would think the regular veterans are the most boring one, like the filler, but no. In my opinion, it's the champion. But basically, let's go through each of them. Apothecary, he's simple, he brings back 1 dead unit in each command phase. It can be a character, but he brings 1 bodyguard back. Very nice ability. Then we have the Standard Bearer. He simply gives +1 objective control. Also nice if you want to, take objective from someone to actually play the game as you're supposed to. Then we have the Company Champion. He allows you to do a heroic intervention for 0 CP, which, considering this stratagem now costs 2 CP, I think it's a very good deal. And he himself has a 4 attacks, damage 2. He's basically a blade guard with 1 attack less. Really decent. Also, he has a 4-up invulnerable save thanks to his shield. Then we have those 2 veterans, and yeah, they are boring in terms of having no abilities. However, you can equip them like a Swiss army knife. You can give them anything, and by anything I mean anything. You can give them thunder hammers, you can give them combat shields, you can give them combi weapons, or you can give them devastator weapons. Yeah, you can equip them with las cannons, no problem. And if the idea of having las cannons with Rapid Fire 1 sounds decent to you, wait till I finish cooking this whole combo. Basically, I recommend giving them graph cannons. Why? We will learn in a moment when we will add another character to this sweet soup, but also you can exchange their pistols, because graph cannons replace their bolt guns, and you can then replace their pistols with combat shields. So now most of your command squad has a 4-up invulnerable save. So having 2 guys with graph cannons, I think is the better option because they are more reliable, they have more shots. With Tycho, in 12 inches they will have 4 shots each with damage 3. Really, really nice thing. Now, when we have most of the unit, and we can equip the Standard Bearer, I believe, with a combi weapon just to have some extra mortal wound, might be handy. Now when we have the squad itself, let's finish the combo and let's pump up the numbers on Tycho's resume. Because Tycho is a captain, you can add a smaller character to the unit, no problem, and in this case I recommend Sanguinary Guard. Now, Sanguinary Guard is basically Apothecary, but thankfully he has a different rules than the Command Squad Apothecary, so instead of bringing back 1 dead Marine each turn, he simply gives the whole unit 5-up Feel No Pain, which already is good because this unit has 4-up invulnerable save on most units. Now it has 5-up Feel No Pain, and you can bring 1 dead Marine each turn So I think it's surprisingly durable for such a small unit. Then Sanguinary Priest also gives extra AP in fight, which I think it's not a big deal because this is primary shoot unit, but when you charge something with AP -1 and off of moment, you can do surprise damage to your enemy who will try to, charge you to basically turn off your shooting. But you are actually taking the Sanguinary Priest for other reason, for an enhancement. Now, here's the important bit. You need to run your Blood Angels as a Gladius Strike Force. And I think Gladius Strike Force is in general better detachment for now for most Space Marines, because combat doctrines are simply great, universal and very useful, and the stratagems are also, I think, better in general, but it's the enhancement that wins everything for me, because you choose Bolter Discipline enhancement. Now, if you are familiar with this enhancement, you already know where I'm going with it, but if not, Bolter Discipline is a 25-point enhancement that gives the bearer's unit sustain hits 1. So, every 6 to hit you score gives you an extra attack, extra scored hit, which is already amazing when you have such powerful shooting weapons and with so many attacks. Like, you can simply get even more of them. Now, the big thing here is that while the Devastator Doctrine is active for the bearer's unit, you score exploding hits on a 5 up. And with stratagem, if you have a command point each turn, you will have exploding 5s each turn for the whole unit. Which is bonkers with off of moment. Like, it's ridiculous. So Tycho has 3 shots in 12 inches thanks to his own ability, Rapid Fire. So each 5 up scores him extra hit, and with rerolls you have 50%, over 50% chance of scoring extra hit with his weapon. So it's not unimaginable to score 6 hits out of 3 shots. Amazing, right? And each of them has damage 4, and on a 4 up translates to 4 mortal wounds. And again, with Oaths of Moment, you obviously have rerolls to wounds, so 75% of your hits will result in mortal wounds against infantry. That's ridiculous. Like, he can single-handedly clear 20-man strong warrior, Necron warrior blob just by himself. And then you have 8 Gravis cannon shots, which can, trigger another vehicle or double up in destroying this particular unit if it's especially tough, which I think is a great synergy, because, like, you have anti-vehicle and anti-infantry in one squad, but both of those shots are, generalized enough with high volume and high power to deal with any threat you can imagine. Now, to sum up this whole combo, you simply put them all in a drop pod. Yes, in a drop pod, because this 5-man squad with 2 leaders, that's 7 models, they still fit in a freaking drop pod, which means turn 1 you can deep strike 9 inches from your enemy, so you're guaranteed to have your rapid fire range on everything you want, and to unleash hell turn 1, which is just so fun. Like, sure, it's powerful, it's cheesy, it's kinda broken in my opinion, the way that Deathwatch was broken before Games Workshop fixed them, but it's the fun kind of broken. It costs 435 points for this whole, fun party drop pod, which I think is still reasonable, because this unit is surprisingly durable. You get a drop pod, you have a very dangerous unit that's already wherever you want to place him from turn 1, so I think it's worth it. For the rest of the army, I would recommend to have some sturdy units that can survive, return fire, or if you want to hold back till turn 2 to drop the drop pod, because, for example, enemies screened too well or whatever. So I recommend Terminators with a Terminator Librarian who gives them sustained hits, so you will have a very tough brick that can do a lot of damage as well. And finally, if you want to go for 1000 points, say, I would also add Devastators with some long-range firepower, so last cannons preferably, and I will also put a Whirlwind to, keep this Firstborn theme going, because Whirlwind is amazing and it's indirect fire, so you can target enemy even if he hides very well and use a lot of screens. You can clear them mostly turn 1 and then turn 2 drop your party boss and enjoy carnage. I think Tycho is simply amazing, and remember, Tycho himself costs 75 points, so if you want to run him solo, you totally can. You can literally buy Tycho in a drop pot and it won't break your bank. It will be 145 points to just drop him turn 1 and try to do 12 mortal wounds against target of your choosing. For a suicide mission he's perfect, but I think it's definitely worth to put him in a command squad and then attach a sanguinary priest, because now you have not only lethal but also durable unit that actually has surprisingly high objective control of 14 in total, so you can even steal some objective from your enemy, because remember, you also have free heroic intervention. So yeah, for 2000 points you obviously scale up whatever you like with. You can put other Blood Angels characters, you can even add some primaries. I just think that Tycho he just went under the radar because he himself is ridiculous. Like, the amount of buffs you can stack into one character and his unit is ridiculous. Well, actually 2 characters, but still. I think it's amazing, and it's also very sad that Tycho is dead in the lore, so we probably won't see him updated, because I think he's a very classic, very fluffy Blood Angel character. Anyway, I hope you like this quick video. I just wanted to do something different. If you like tactic videos, I would like to make them, because for me, sitting with the codex and doing rules, analysis, etc. is almost as fun as painting itself, so I love to seek all those different fun interactions, combos, synergies, etc. And if you wonder while there's this camera ring light behind my back, that's prepared already for some painting videos, because I will finally have some time to do painting tutorials, to do some very easy ways to improve your army look super fast, because the channel's name is Almost Painted, but we really are focused now to paint everything from our backlog, so there's a lot of work. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, obviously give this video a like and subscribe for more. Blood Angels are yet to play in our combat patrol, but they will be featured, unfortunately, without Tycho. But if you really want me to make Tycho and his squad a real thing and test it in the game, comment below, let me know. If there will be enough of you guys interested, I might do this fun little project. But yeah, imagine Tycho alone scoring 100 mortal wounds through the course of the whole game. Yeah, anyway, nice talking to you guys. Bye bye, and see you in the next one.